Yo, welcome to another episode of Selective Ignorance with me, your host, Mandy B. We are getting into all of y'all's ignorant takes this week because, boy, have y'all been outraged about the wildest things. So this week in This Is America, we are talking about the backlash that Druski received for doing his skit on conservative white women. Now, I want to have the conversation around this discussion or debate between blackface and whiteface and whether or not they're even the same thing or not. Then we're getting into the Bachelorette. Of course, that was recently canceled due to the Bachelorette actually getting canceled. I think this is what canceled looks like, maybe. So we saw a clip of Taylor Frankie Paul abusing one of her baby daddies, and apparently women are coming to the defense of the domestic violence here. I have a strong take about this one that you're not going to want to miss. Then we are recapping the verses, Tank versus Tyrese, and then of course celebrities always say the darndest things. We're getting into Usher defending Diddy somewhat, but aren't you kind of allowed to do that? I think so. Y'all might kind of, I don't know what y'all are going to think about my take there. And then also wrapping things up, we are finally giving our takes on the Jay-Z, J. Cole press run that has been taking place over the last week. But before we get to all of these things, I need to introduce my super producers. Y'all, I can't believe 2 weeks in a row we have Journalism Jason.
Hey, gang.
Isn't with the kids.
I was going to say live in the flesh, but I'm just on the box.
You're definitely not live in the flesh.
But I'm going to say, and then I'm not going to be like J. Cole and Cam and get myself in trouble by saying dates, but in the next 60 days, I'm gonna try to make myself down in Atlanta, so we could be gang.
I was actually gonna even ask A King next time we need to figure out going to New York.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
I figured it out already.
Did you?
Yeah. when the TSA lines get shorter.
You know what's crazy? No, they're paying them now.
They what?
They're paying them now. So the TSA lines are back to normal.
It's still getting a little.
It's still janky.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah,
a little choppy.
Yeah. Currently, as of record time.
Well, y'all, that was the voice of OG podcaster A King. What it do?
According to them comments.
Oh yeah, no.
We new to this.
They
did not give us these podcast mics that we created.
When I tell you, I have never seen the three of us fight for our lives the way we have been fighting for our lives. Jason, this is why we actually do need to get you down here so that you can be mentally abused by the internet as well, along with us.
You need some trauma. You need to experience some of this trauma.
You need some trauma.
If me and mine to the end of time, it's a trauma bomb.
It's a trauma bomb.
This is what needs to happen.
But we all have three different ways of how we interact with them.
I
try to be respectfully disrespectful.
Oh.
But he don't give a fuck.
You're too nice.
No, I kill him with kindness.
You're way
like the MAGA chick, but we'll talk about that.
Big raisin biscuits.
And then, y'all, I got the king of headlines, Jason Jolly.
What up? Pop blessing all the Yap niggas.
Well, the Yap niggas was in them comments.
Oh, man, they are so salty. But I didn't, here's what it is. It's funny because as much as they...
By the way, they were all in the comments, getting on us to defend La Russell. Well, that's what the clip was that has us fighting for our lives, by the way, y'all.
But that's what's funny about it is that, we know that La Russell has a fan base, but, y'all love him this bad?
Yeah.
Bro.
Y'all love him this bad? I
think it's what he represents and it's come up prior to the debacle, you know what I mean? I think
and I'm with that.
He did the whole independent thing and curated a fan base the organic way.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but also it's a clip with clearly 3 different takes on where we stand with the whole La Russell thing, essentially. And not that you don't know his music. Right. I literally just wanted you to name a song.
Yeah.
And so people were like, "Oh, y'all disrespecting him."
Yeah, and dog, in the moment, I will admit, sometimes when you are doing things, recording, you should be on point with it, and I wasn't. But I'm a fucking human. I'm a heaven-sent human being.
Oh my!
Like these guys in the comments go. I'm like, you in the comments though.
You're
here with us.
Y'all just the one dude was like, y'all just doing this for engagement
No.
farming, and I'm like, you clicked.
No.
You clicked and you're engaging.
You're here. You're engaging with it right now.
And there was one dude, I can't remember his name. He's like, clearly he's a fan. And I said that. I said, I am a fan. I was unable to name. Afterwards, I did. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And I get it. It goes out there. They react to what they see in these 60-second clips. But it's like, come on, guys. That's why we ask you to subscribe, rate, listen to the show, so you get the full context, you get the full picture. But
these are the type of people that say you don't need the full picture because we just told them that LaRussell dumbass clip was stupid because he only put out the clip, and now they mad at the exact thing that we said.
I saw the LaRussell fan page.
Comment. Oh yeah, I see.
I don't know if that's him.
She only had 200 followers.
I mean,
wait.
A burner don't have to have that many.
You know what's crazy though? No,
I'm not saying it is
celebrity
him.
burner accounts don't have their name on it. Like,
that's true too.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true.
The Finsters be on some weirdo, like different type name shit.
Right.
It don't be there.
Durant gave us the blueprint.
Yeah,
he set the standard for how you're supposed to.
Although that could have been his mom. That could have been his mom.
Not again.
She don't play.
I'm not gonna hold you.
She don't play.
She don't play.
The mom throwing the event was just like,
a march. They had a rally and a march for LaRussell Luther King Jr. For LaRussell X.
Yo.
For Fred LaRussell Hampton, the chairman of the Bay. Like a march. They had a march for this nigga. Like his civil rights was violated. Like the nigga was crossing the Selma Edmund Pettus Bridge, and the nigga needed a rally. Like, all right, man, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
But they came out though.
Y'all got it.
They showed up.
They sure did.
I wish show up for us if we got some shit going on.
Was there more people in the comments or more people at the rally? That's what we got to figure out. We got to do some math.
Nah, there was a lot of motherfuckers in the comments.
It was a parking lot full of raisin biscuit head ass niggas.
No, facts.
Like, what do y'all do? All right, man, whatever. Y'all got it. I don't want
It's funny because I love seeing them go back and forth because for me, like my response is just be like, "Your mama should have swallowed you." You know what I mean? Like, why are you here right now?
Your mama should have spit you on the bathroom floor. Is one of my favorites to just every once in a while you just give somebody that.
Wait a second.
Hold on. Your mama
Wait. Should have spit you on the bathroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
When is a man coming in your mouth in the bathroom?
The guy ask his mama. You gotta ask that nigga mama.
That is crazy.
You gotta ask that nigga mama. That's her business.
But spitting out.
Now he's doing the science.
If she kept it in, it's still void of pregnancy.
That's true.
So I guess the thing would be to adjust it would be.
No, but the location matters.
The location matters.
They're already strict if you're in the bathroom floor.
The bathroom floor, like, it paints the picture for you without even going through the whole story. You're doing salmon science right now. Don't do that.
Salmon science.
Are we gonna do this? Y'all want to do this publicly? You want to do this publicly? You want to get a poll going?
I see this wheels turning. I'm like,
wait.
Y'all already being ignorant. Well, John, you said you had an ignorant moment literally coming in today.
Oh,
Talk to us.
Okay, so today is March 29th. We in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is cold as hell outside.
It is
for
cold.
No damn reason. So for the flat earthers out there, and for the science deniers, the climate change people, like, fuck all y'all niggas. Like, it's cold in Atlanta. It's not supposed to be like this. So I'm standing outside, and I see this group of Asian people. It's like 5 or 6 Asian people.
Damn, that's what we doing today.
You know what's crazy? I have an Asian ignorant take too, so I love this.
So they outside in T-shirts and shorts. And the wind is blowing. I'm like, I'm cold. I know y'all niggas is cold. And it made me think, like, I know that a lot of people come to America and they try to assimilate to whiteness. But I just wanted to remind our Asian brothers and sisters that they not white. Like, y'all not supposed to be carrying on like this. Like, I know people don't like people of color, but, like, you know, we don't do that shit. Like,
we don't wear shorts.
We don't wear shorts. It's cold as hell outside.
Cold as fuck.
Like, not even fake cold, like real cold. Like, what are you doing?
See, I would argue that you as an Atlanta brother, I think y'all don't know how this is not real cold.
Ooh.
60 to 55 degrees
is
really
literally not.
You don't got on shorts or
well,
a
I don't want to
t-shirt.
catch,
He said you got no culture, John.
He said the weather culture in Atlanta is trash.
I'm going to be honest. I love to see cats in Atlanta go in a frenzy about 60-degree weather.
It's 42
they got,
degrees.
if you go to the supermarket, they got on snorkels. You see some even with Timberlands, and I'm like, I know you're not from New York because they be having all Atlanta apparel and shit. I'm like, well, look at this goddamn shit.
By the
Shout
way,
out to
y'all,
Atlanta,
by the
though.
way,
Shout out to
y'all,
Atlanta.
it literally is. It's 59 degrees.
Yeah.
And you are speaking like it's in the
Now, I would say, Josh,
And that-
you could wear that and shorts right now, and you be.
That was my plan.
Yeah,
my
that's
plan
that's
today initially was to come in here with a hoodie and shorts. I
Right.
felt like, oh, it's going to be in like the
To
mid-60s.
be fair,
Cool.
it gets up to 65 today, which technically
And
it's not there yet.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah,
The weather's
65 is a
bi-curious.
great day. But when I woke up this morning, it was every bit of 42.
No, it had a crisp. It had
It
a
was a nice crisp,
little
like-
crisp. It did.
Well, I'll be quick with my little ignorant take. I just had actually, before we started recording, me and Yomi were talking about our shared albums. Like, when you save things.
yeah, uh-huh.
And I was like, I have like 4 albums of saved things on Instagram. I said it's ATL Eats, NYC Eats, and Tokyo.
I need to organize my shit better.
I need
Yeah,
to
me too.
That was the conversation.
Because the food shit be getting lost in the
I
mix.
need to organize it more. So she was like, you have a Tokyo folder? I said, yes, that's my dream trip. And I said, but I know I'm saving up money right now because it's going to be an expensive trip.
Oh, yeah.
And so I said, I want to eat the Wagyu, the finest fucking Otoro tuna and all the things.
Omasaki?
Give me everything market price out
Yeah.
there, okay? Like
Yeah.
straight Japanese shit. And so then I pretty much was like, and this is going to sound bad. And I know that I could be judged, but I'm also going to have my costumes. I want to dress like an anime character while I'm in Tokyo.
Shit.
Because why? How else? I said, I want to look like Meg Thee Stallion. when
Mandy
she-
Moon?
Oh, Sailor Moon, Mandy Moon.
Mandy Moon? Is that what we do?
I want to look like I'm about to catch Pokemon. I want to literally go out there I want to look like Hello Kitty. Whatever the fuck they dress like, and I don't even think they dress like it. This is where I'm like stereotyping.
This where it's like, yo, I know y'all running around dressed like Goku out there. Like, let me come out.
But then guess what? They know all the numbers of hip hop though. So I also feel like I
true.
got to get
There's
my
a cultural
moves ready.
exchange. That's
They
fair.
literally steal
That's fair.
all of black culture out there with a little mix of anime.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm with you.
But I was like, I'm going out there and I want to be dressed like all that. So when I do go to Tokyo, guys, do not hop in them comments. Do not hop in my comments making fun of me for looking like an anime character because I'm doing it on purpose. Okay?
How many outfits do you think you would conceptualize and bring and wear? Like,
So
you go to Tokyo,
I want to do Tokyo. So I want to do Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka.
So 10 days.
Nice. At least 10
at
days.
least a 10-day trip.
At least a 10-day trip, which normally I don't do, but I'm like, nah.
You fly all the way over there. You got to stay for a little.
Like, and I have to make sure like all the shot is out my system because the way I need to be able to eat.
That's fair.
Like, I'm gonna make sure, but I think I'm gonna actually stretch my stomach before I go out
Before you get
there.
out there, like, I mean, all of this
Like,
shit.
I need to, but yeah, at least 10 days, 3 cities, and probably per day, at least 2 outfits a day
Oh, wow.
to walk the day.
Oh,
and then
so
at
wait,
night.
you're not talking about, like, I'm going to take some regular clothes and some costumes. You're
No,
talking
I'm
about...
doing, I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm probably also gonna bring another luggage because I got to shop out there.
You absolutely do, because Shibuya, and they'll have you fucked up out there.
Hello.
They'll have you fucked up out there.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the mess, okay? We'll start with, do we want to start with This Is America or do we want to start with Celebrities Say the Darndest Things and do a versus recap at the top? Where do we want to start first? Jason, what you think?
I think we should just. I think the versus recap is going to be real small, real short.
It
I
is,
think
so
we should
let's just start with, let's
This Is
start
America.
political here. We're going to
All right,
start
let's do
political
it.
at the top. Let's start off. What happened with Druski this week, Jason?
So Druski posted one of his sketches this week that I'm sure we've all watched by now. This one was titled "How Conservative White Women in America Act." And in this skit, a lot of people feel like he was going at Erica Kirk, which is the wife of the late
Yeah,
Charlie
what?
Kirk.
Allegedly.
And there was a lot of laughs, but as typical with this, a lot of selective ignorance and fake outrage. So
Okay, so there was a lot of conversation too about whether or not we could be mad then if black people can do whiteface. Why then can white people still not do blackface and it be a thing? Now, the other conversation that I saw was if you offend everybody, then nobody should be offended as well. Because what they came to Druski's defense in was that he's done Dominicans, he's done white people, he's done black people, and so it's like, you can't be mad. But I wanted to know that if there was a white comedian that essentially was doing the same type of skits and did blackface, would we be upset around it? Would we be like,
oh yeah?
And so why? So I'm not gonna lie. This is where I'm like,
Mandy,
wait a second.
Because they've been doing blackface since the advent of the television.
So my
since
point,
that shit
for a
was,
specific
since
reason.
that shit was wired up and had the shit in it, that's when blackface started. You know what I mean? We've been experiencing blackface for over 100 years.
Well, I even know, like, if you go all the way back to 1800s, early 1900s, for certain plays and Broadway and things like that, especially on stage, they would get into blackface because black people weren't being hired to do those roles, and they weren't allowed into those spaces.
But that's why. But that's the difference.
Why are you laughing like that?
I just hear like the nuance, like, come over here, boy. Like, the jargon is like, oh my God. They've been doing it for so long, bro.
To me.
But so, Mandy, for clarity, are you equating like ethnic jokes, like if you're going after Dominicans or any other culture, ethnic jokes and blackface, are you equating them, or they're distinctly different?
To me, what I'm saying is, and I know this is my ignorant thought. This was my ignorant thought. To me, if you're out here offending everyone, then the idea that now they got to stop because of our sensitivity as a culture, it's like, I'm confused. Like a part of me is like, okay, if he could do this to Asians, whites, and everybody, and we laugh, then if a white comedian does the same thing and offends everybody, his own people, and then goes to talk about black people, I just don't understand how we get to do it and they don't. I know that sounds crazy.
It won't land well.
The history is, I mean, for everything that y'all just said, like the history of blackface is about racism. The history of whiteface, there is no history of whiteface because it doesn't even exist. Right. It's us just making fun of you. But beyond the historical semantics of it, my answer is like, fuck y'all. Like, y'all don't get to claim nothing. The rules is different. The rules have been different for us, right? The rules is different for y'all. We can do what we want to do, and y'all niggas can't, and that's the rule. If y'all want to come in here and say nigga at the concert, you will say nigga to certain black people. Maybe there's some your black friends that'll let you rock out. But if you get beat the fuck up, like, who's gonna come save you? Who's gonna come like rescue you? Like, it is what it is.
I think the disqualifier in there is that we find humor in making fun of the descendants of the oppressor.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So that's like the lighthearted way of not saying, all is well, but it's like, hey, laugh before you cry, right? So I think that if a white person does it, it won't land well. Because if they've been doing it already since before the 1920s. So it's like...
Yeah, they're doing it to mock black people.
Now we got to question, is there a hidden message behind their intent? Druski, we not doing that. Because he gave all his comedy to everybody thus far.
Yeah. I don't
even like guys like Godfrey, when they do impersonations of different cultures, the dialect. It's like, okay, it's cool. If Gary Owen did it,
okay.
And I'm not singling him out, but I mean,
plus
he wouldn't do it.
I don't think white people. I don't think white people could actually be. I don't think they're actually mad about people making racist jokes about white people. I just don't believe them. I think all that shit is fake. All that shit is a performance. This shit is a lie. Y'all don't care about people calling you cracker. You don't care about people making fun of white people. I just don't believe them. I think it's
white people call white people cracker.
Yeah, they want to be mad. They want to find a way to reverse racism and all these other things.
To make it equal.
We want our racism too. No, you don't have no racism. You don't have no racism.
But John, let me ask you, do they want to be mad, or do they want to use that to then make y'all not?
Well, yes. They're weaponizing the idea of like, well, y'all are always mad about us being racist. We can be mad at y'all for being racist too. Like, no, you can't.
We not racist.
We not racist.
By the definition of what racist is.
We're making fun of you. We're joking about you. We're clowning you. But like, it is what it is. Like,
move on.
Move on. Like, I don't believe they actually care. Like, because based on what? Oh my God, black people don't like me. And like that hurt you? Like, you care? Like, I don't believe that shit.
Candace Owens. I don't know if you guys saw.
Yes, Candace Owens.
She said
got a by the way,
Yeah.
she got a kick out of this skit.
Oh, she was.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Because
I love it.
I do think
She hates Erica
I do
Kirk.
think.
Oh, yeah.
I think she hates Erica
hates
Kirk because I
Erica.
think she was sucking Charlie dick. I think that they had
That
allegedly.
wouldn't surprise
Allegedly,
me at
we
all.
don't want
Allegedly.
that.
Okay, it's all alleged. I just feel like the way that she revered Charlie and the way she talked about him, the way she
Yeah.
hated Erica was like, you liked that.
All
man.
the signs.
Y'all
are
wasn't
there
just y'all
that-
wasn't just
right,
besties or just talking.
Candace is the girlfriend crying at the funeral that everyone looks back and be like, who the fuck is she? Why the fuck
That's
is she
what it
so
gave.
like, yeah.
It was given that Candace had a really emotional tie to this man.
Does that?
And it wasn't supposed to because the way she talks about Erica now is
Yeah,
like,
she hates that lady.
oh, you hate.
And I never heard her say a word about Erica Kirk before Charlie died.
I think she might have.
because
Some,
she was Olivia Pope with the president with Fitzgerald. They had a certain relationship.
Yes.
That I genuinely feel like this way. Now, mind you, I don't know anything.
we don't know. It's
but
all
No, this is all
alleged.
alleged.
Speculation.
But
in
it
the way that
makes-
she talks about her.
the
yeah.
way Candace was going on about JD Vance potentially fucking Erica Kirk, the whole thing is like, let me throw the scent off and like let me help push this narrative over there to keep me a little bit clean because people might be looking at me crazy. So let me just push this
That's
thing
what it was giving.
about JD Vance.
I mean,
and
I believe she knows some shit. She
But
might
she
know
has-
some
oh,
shit
she
about
has. Yeah, she has to.
a homegirl and her, whatever she's been doing.
I will say, by the way, I just would also like to publicly say, I think she is great, Candace Owens.
Candace?
How she comes across, like, as a
Interesting.
podcaster, as a voice. Now, listen, look, Jason, fix your face. Fix your face, Jason.
Like, you talking about Candace Owens?
We are, I think.
My head is tilted to the side.
No, literally, the way his face was
Jason,
like.
she was heaven sent.
Now, I'm not going to hold you. I think that she's phenomenal at.
She's a
being
great
voice,
presenter.
A
She's,
presenter.
she's
podcaster.
talented. She's very
Hold on, let
talented.
me
at
ask
what she
you:
does.
is she phenomenal because she piped down on her conservative rhetoric and she leaned on this side of the coin?
You know what's
now?
crazy? I'm
But I
fine
don't
with
think she's
disagreeing
leaning.
with people.
I feel like she's. I feel like she's just like meddlesome and messy, but she does it in like a polished way that makes like everybody mad, but everybody listen at the same time.
Yes, and that's the thing. Do I agree with everything she says?
Sure,
no,
right.
But I love how she, as a woman, just like you said, it's a polished way of getting your opinion across. She's a pot stirrer. She's controversial,
Absolutely.
and I wish that there were more women that just got to sit like that. Like to me, I feel like me and her are very similar.
I'm sure
like,
y'all would
I
have.
like her.
Or I think y'all would have a real interesting conversation.
You know what's crazy? I would have to not only read more, I feel like I would have to go to some sort of speech coach. I
Yeah.
am so insecure with how she speaks and how she's able to get her thoughts across and say it out.
Right.
I'm not confident enough. I don't
You
think
need
to
the
say
same
with her.
person who converted Kanye. That
No, you know
when
what?
he switched that year.
No.
when he turned off to Chicago and turned on to Calabasas?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, no.
Yo, that was like, who is
It
this
was
guy?
like, wait, what?
And shout out to the original Candace Owens,
Who's the original Candace Owens?
Stacey Dash.
No.
No?
No.
I feel like
Stacey Dash is someone that nobody ever wanted to hear. We all just wanted to look at her.
Stacey Dash.
And then
was
when she
trying
started
to
talking, then it started making her look ugly.
Look crazy.
because
It was like-
she just was crazy. She sounded crazy.
nutty.
No, Stacey Dash for me. Speaking of Kanye, that her running through the airport. Y'all remember that
Oh,
video?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Now I'm sounding like a nigga.
All
that was
falls down?
the best I've ever seen Stacey Dash though.
You got the best of both worlds.
Oh,
You could
my
just you could go any way you want sometimes.
That was the best. That actually is my favorite Kanye video, where we don't see Kanye.
No, we
at
don't see
all.
Kanye at all in no way, shape, or form.
I also would never wear that to the airport. That ass was jiggling. She had on heels. I was like, you weren't really trying to make your flight. You
Yeah,
just,
nah.
Like, there's no way.
Her priorities were
Her priorities
different.
was like, bitch, you trying to find one in the lounge.
Yeah,
looking like that.
yeah. Like, I don't even have a ticket. I just want one of these niggas to buy me a ticket right now because I look this good in this airport.
And baby, I would have put you first class, Stacey. And then you would have talked, and I would have been like, go back to your
All
car.
right, enough of that.
All right. All right. Jason, what we got up next?
So next we have the Bachelorette gets canceled. ABC canceled the 22nd season of the reality show that was going to star the secret lives of Morgan, Wives personality, Taylor Frankie Paul. If anybody's ever watched the Mormon Wives show, Taylor Frankie Paul is the star of it. She's known for being in a few tumultuous relationships with the father of her children. And there was a video that went viral of her where she was getting into a domestic violence situation with her current boo.
Yeah.
So let's
just
get
because
this one going.
I want y'all to have a fresh look at what this was, what was being said, and then
here it goes right here, yeah.
Be a little mad at me.
So it has a trigger warning for anybody who, it says here, TMZ released its 2023 video from Taylor Frankie Paul's arrest for domestic violence.
Yo, stop. Dude, leave me alone. Oh my gosh. Your daughter
and that
is
thing
right
was pointing
here.
out that her daughter was
It is right there.
She's out of control.
My gosh. Oh my.
She just
Oh, you. Stop.
Like, that's somebody who completely lost.
Let me go.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what's coming in, right?
Listen.
Oh.
So that video is a lot. It's hard to watch, and there are conversations about producers actually knowing that this video footage did exist and still went forward with having this woman. She has spoken about domestic violence previously. She is a felon.
Yep. Pleaded guilty.
She has 2 baby daddies and children with 2 different men. So also, listening to Higher Learning this week, Rachel Lindsay spoke about how pristine she had to be as a Black woman to even show up on that show. And so, interestingly enough, this is where we're at. By the way, the cancellation of this show has cost the network about $60 million.
Wow.
Yep.
This is like a huge,
Big money.
a big loss for ABC. But I wanted to get into the responses that I've seen from this that are very troublesome to me, because it comes to a point where I get double standards. We just talked about the double standards in terms of blackface and whiteface, right? For me, what I've been seeing this week is absolutely disgusting and a swing of the pendulum that just does not look healthy for anybody. And when I say that, it's the amount of women who are excusing this behavior. The amount of people who excuse women who abuse men. And there's another word that was just introduced to me in a lot of people's defense this week, and it was reactive abuse. Now, reactive abuse, let me give y'all the definition. Reactive abuse happens when a victim of abuse reacts to that abuse in a way which would include physical violence or shouting of their own. This isn't because the victim is an abuser, rather that they have been a victim of abuse for such a period of time that then they lash out. Here is my full problem with this. By the way, if you are currently sitting at your desk or you're sitting in a place, I would love for you right now to go on Twitter, go to the search bar, and type in reactive abuse. I want to read some of the people who are defending this behavior. By the way, these are women. It says reactive abuse is a setup. A narcissist pokes, provokes, nitpicks, insults, gaslights, and keeps grinding away at you until you finally explode. The moment you react, they flip the script and pretend you're the real problem. They focus on your outbursts and ignore everything they did to push you there. It's a control move. Here we go. Taylor Frankie Paul video is wild and 100% recorded out of reactive abuse. She does suck for throwing chairs and acting like that in front of a child, but he only started recording to protect himself and prove a point after he provoked her to get to that point. Reactive abuse happens. Anyways, literally go. Basically, there's a but in almost all of these tweets defending the reason as to why she hit him, she threw chairs at him, but it's because he provoked her. Here's the thing. When we have men put their hands on women, the but is never said. Do you not think that there was some provocation as to why he got to that point in abusing a woman? There's always some sort of provocation, but to sit here and make excuses for women being able to put their hands on men is fucking insane to me. I think what it also does is it creates this dynamic of allowance to a woman being able to abuse a man. And it's kind of what we see happen in terms of men just never being able to be a victim of abuse, whether it's physical or whether it's sexual. Like, people laughed at Terry Crews when he came out about being sexually assaulted. We have like a level playing field right now where men are finally speaking up about their abuse and no one gives a fuck, because apparently men are these violent criminal animals in all essences and can't be a victim to abuse. This video and the response to this, even the ABC producers moving forward after knowing that she was a violent person, is a conversation that I wish we were having more. Ladies, you cannot put your fucking hands on these men.
Nope.
Whether they are emotionally abusing you or you're in this tumultuous relationship, you saying that he pushed you to a point to excuse you for laying hands on him, to me, doesn't make sense in any world or lens.
So I hadn't heard that phrase before either until you dropped it in the chat.
Till this week.
I didn't see the tweets. I did a Google search to look it up, and I found a website that essentially gave that same definition of a abused person who is now acting out against their abuser.
But they're not, even though they are abusing, they're not the abuser. Like,
correct. Yeah. The idea. Right. The idea is that this person isn't an abuser. This person is reacting to being violated.
You know what's crazy about that too? In no sense, when a man commits that, is there an excuse for his reaction? Like, essentially,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
The rule is keep your hands
The
off of
rule
women.
is that a man should never touch
Right.
a woman, but with what's happening now is a woman has a reason. If a man pushes her too far, it's okay for her to whoop ass.
So the thing in researching this just a little bit, the first question I had to ask myself in seeing this definition is where does this term come from? Is this a clinical term that doctors are using, or is this a legal term? In the research that I did, I found out that it's neither.
Oh,
So
it's
this
made
is,
up for
made
women
up shit.
to not be
So-
held accountable for their actions.
Well, from what I saw is that it's a word that therapists use, but it's not like a clinical. It's not defined as like a clinical act of behavior. It's essentially a word that people use, that therapists use in those cases. Because to me, there's layers to this whole thing,
There
right?
is.
I understand the idea of reactive abuse. I understand the concept of if you are mistreating somebody, if you're abusing someone, that person is going through psychological trauma that's going to make them act up. Like, and not to reduce it to this, but it reminds me of like 11 in Stranger Things, right? They abused this little girl, they fucked her up, did these experiments on her, and now she's kind of like unpredictable. She might spaz out, and she has this power. She might lose it on you. But there's also the level of like self-defense. Like, what is the line of reactive abuse and self-defense?
Well, and that's the thing. For this, you were hauling stools.
Yeah, across the.
By the way, do y'all want to know what's disgusting about this? And women, y'all are disgusting. Do you know that there's now a TikTok trend?
For this?
Hold on. There's a TikTok trend right now. I have it saved. There's a TikTok trend of women literally picking up stools and saying, when my man gets on my nerves, this is what I want to do. And it's them reenacting throwing
I love it.
bar stools.
I love it.
Why?
The men who are on TikTok should take an account of all the women that's doing that dumb shit and just make a list. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's stupid.
Very.
That's a
Here we
crazy
go.
trend.
Like
Here we go.
to-
Women on TikTok are now fantasizing about beating their man with a bar stool.
There's no
And
man
it's-
in
hold
these
on,
videos,
look.
right?
No. And it's literally a trend
Well-
of women, picking up bar
stools
stools.
and, like, going across the.
Well, those are miserable women, clearly.
Things I'd wish I'd done to my abusive ex. Honestly, let a man try me. This is another
Okay.
one. Oh wait, let me even play this clip real quick.
I saw that video of Taylor hitting her man. I was like, good, he probably deserved it. I wonder what he did to make her act like that.
But also, we can never ask that question when a man lays their hands on a woman.
Yeah, no,
I wonder
no.
what she did to deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, they tried that with Chris Brown and Rihanna. And
that's a good. I mean,
but also Chris Brown and Rihanna.
yeah, they tried that.
Rihanna admitted to hitting him.
Yeah.
She was beating him with a shoe in that car, allegedly. Like, and I think they both shared accounts of this.
that would qualify as
He
reactive abuse.
the world canceled him forever.
Well, that's
But
the
like,
thing
there's a
about it.
woman that also was very abusive to him, and he snapped. Like, this is the thing. Like, I just hate that there's no accountability for abusive women, and now we have a TikTok trend of women
That's
lifting bar
nasty.
stools.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
nasty.
The TikTok trend thing is crazy.
It's disgusting because men couldn't all come together and be like, "Oh, wish I punched
Yeah,
this bitch in the-"
yeah. Soccer
Could you
to
imagine
the
that?
moon. Like that shit is not gonna. No, that shit is
It's not gonna
play
win.
now.
It's disgusting.
What would who?
No, do not be that ignorant and start coming up with what men can do for TikTok.
Like, what would be the
trends.
instrument? Nah, I'm joking.
The bat behind you. You know what I mean? Listen. Nah. You can't do it. It's disgusting. And so for me, like, I just hate that we're in a space where we're recognizing victims. We want victims to speak out. We want to believe that we care about victims. And yet when it comes to men, there's no protection of
We need
y'all.
a reset.
There's just not.
Well, the thing in this case too is that, like, again, because the reason I wanted to know if that term was either clinical or legal, because that would change a lot about what that term can mean. What power does that term have?
Yeah.
And so she pled guilty to this crime. Like, she didn't even fight it. So, like, she did her time. She didn't even fight the fact that she did
fight it.
So there's nothing right. So there's nothing to me, there's no reason to look back at it and be like, well, what did he do? First off, none of them people asking that question were there or no. I researched whether that guy had ever been arrested or not. He's never been arrested. It doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't do anything, but I don't see, like, there was one incident that they had in 2017 that I read about where the police said basically they both threw accusations at each other. He says she did something to me. She says he did something to her. Nothing came of it. It was what it was. But you can't use this term to get away with putting your hands on people. If you're a woman and you put your hands on somebody, especially if there's video of you doing it, reactive abuse ain't gonna save you from jail. The cops are gonna come there, they're gonna see the situation, and they're gonna take your ass to prison, and you're gonna get a felony like this lady did. So don't think that reactive abuse, whether it has merits or not, is not something that's gonna save you or protect you from putting your hands on somebody.
Ladies, stop putting your hands on
do it.
motherfuckers.
Don't do it. You gotta keep the hands to yourself.
If I could just to add like an endpoint to it all, it's interesting listening to it all because it reminds me of like our conversation with the Druski discourse, where we're saying like Republicans or conservatives, and we're trying to figure out like, you know, like how genuine or disingenuous they are with their points, right? And it's, are you really mad at this idea of reverse racism, or are you just trying to like gaslight black folks so the next one they can get back?
Right.
And for this, it's like, although I do agree like women shouldn't put their hands on men, and obviously men shouldn't put their hands on women, I do wonder like how genuine men are when they're like, I feel like they get the ball and they're like spiking it and they're like, yeah, see, this always happens. Or they're loud in a way to sort of like silence women for like the next go round. That's the part that I worry about. But like to your point, Mandy, like, yes, obviously like, there's consequences to anything you do. So it's like if women do it, whether it's reactionary behavior or not, like, it's warranted, could be legal or not, or just like on a moral tip. But I still don't want it to be like, I don't want to rush to defend men. I don't know if this makes me sound awful, but it's like,
nah, I ain't gonna hold you.
We don't deserve defense.
I do doubt like how serious it would be with the claim.
This is literally women not. This is a clear example of women not knowing how to hold themselves accountable.
For sure.
That's
for
what
sure.
Yeah, this one is out of this one is out of control.
This one is out of control.
But I understand what Jason is saying as
Me
far
too.
as like this doesn't for a man who's looking to be like, also we're also the victim, and so we're not the abuser all the time. It's like, okay, we know that. Like every man is an abuser, every woman is an abuser, but like this case is like you're wilding.
This is wild. All right, music time. Let's get into celebrities say the darndest things. But let's start with, did everybody watch Versus last week?
I watched a piece of it, but
I ain't gonna hold you. I was real auntie with it. I was in a bubble bath.
Yeah.
Had my phone.
Head on the
like
road.
leaned on the candle.
You were ready for this one.
Baby, I was like, bitch, you're old. It was a Thursday night. I had the hold on, and a glass of Pinot
I was gonna say, I know you was drinking something.
And I had the
Peanut.
And I had the Pinot.
Peanut Grigio.
She said she old, but there's another word that she need to add to that.
What?
And rich.
Okay. Nah. Don't be putting my money out there like
I'm
that.
gonna have me some me
That's why
time.
she
I'm gonna watch
was
this
in that
Versus.
tub.
Oh yeah, the tub is nice too.
Yeah.
I got a nice tub. But yeah, thoughts. By the way, it went exactly as I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Tank-
did it live up to the
Tank
billing?
Mollywopped
Hold on.
Tyrese.
I think no. I don't think it was.
Mollywopped.
I don't like. In my assessment, it wasn't about a winner. It was
Oh.
exactly they put on a show. They showed their friendship. They showed their that.
They showed their tumultuous
I
friendship.
was gonna say, I have a question.
friendship.
That was my main comment about
Tank
this.
was on offense too much. I felt he was just like, all right, dude, relax. Yo, Tank, Tyrese, what you doing back there? You know, then the thing they did with the turtleneck was cool. They would snap on each other.
That turtleneck.
And then, we kind of agreed that we thought we was going to see a genuine sighting.
Well, apparently,
and then
he missed his flight.
Right, he missed his flight.
Because of TSA lines.
Shout out to TSA.
Dirty.
Well,
Because
shout
of
out to
TSA lines.
But I think it was dope. It was a good one. Definitely.
I thought it was good. I thought it was dope. What's crazy is I forgot how great Tank is as not only a performer but a singer. I got to go to his stint on Hell's Kitchen on Broadway.
Yeah.
So he was a part of the Alicia Keys Hell's Kitchen
Yep,
Broadway
right.
show.
Yep.
And he got me tickets there because he came on my other podcast. And just phenomenal.
Just friends.
I mean, just a little like
I was waiting for that. Like,
Oh yeah. Tank,
He sent me the tank.
Yeah, Tank said, "Pull up to me.
Pull up, nigga.
I'm on Broadway."
Tank sent me a tank, and I rolled to the show.
Yeah.
But
I'm different.
he sang down.
Oh yeah,
And also though, I did just get to see Tyrese perform as well because Tyrese came out at, I believe it was the Keisha Cole concert.
Okay.
So he came out and sang a little bit there. Again, great. But it's what I knew. Because there's no pen there, he just didn't have enough song.
It's not enough. There's not
There
enough.
wasn't
Yo,
enough.
I ain't
Not
gonna
enough
lie.
bullets in that mag.
Yo, when Tank said, why you ain't perform nothing off Black Tie?
Right.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
he
Tank-
went there.
Tank
the
was
rap
talking a
album.
lot
of
shit. Yo, he was talking.
He was
cash.
talking
He was talking
a
shit.
lot of
But
shit.
which to me is like, I do wonder what their relationship currently is then, because we do know that TGT that
That-
ain't really
it didn't
last.
work out,
It
yeah.
didn't work out.
Right.
And right now, Tank is essentially the bigger artist.
Sure. Profile wise.
Profile.
For sure.
I think
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
like he's in his. He's right now in his
Tank
prime.
being
Oh, yeah.
Tank and R&B Money being a successful
R&B Money
platform.
is
Yes,
such a
sir.
successful
Yes,
platform.
So it's like
out
Tyrese
to
doesn't
Black
have
Fa-
anything.
Yeah.
Tyrese got Transformers, and this nigga got like a whole.
No.
Like,
Not only does he have
Well, he
Transformers,
got,
these niggas said they don't want.
That's
Wait,
too much of a Transformer. Come on, man. Like, really?
because even
I'm
Fast and
just saying,
Furious,
like,
Fast
this
and Furious.
This nigga's
Oh,
on the
okay,
internet
that's
crying. Can we make another one, guys? Be my friend.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's given like they don't fuck with him either, even in the movie space right
last
now.
year at the festival, at the Black Effect Podcast Festival, Tyrese was a 3-man triple, like with him,
Who was?
Jay Valentine and Tank.
and Tank.
They pulled up, they left together, came together, pause, and
Hey you.
you could see the brotherhood. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, okay.
I know. I was trying to. I was trying to get Jay Valentine to go to the strip club, but he said he don't go. He says he's not a strip club guy, and I was like, no, let me get
Do
you
more
to
light
City.
skinned niggas go to strip clubs than dark skinned niggas?
I don't be seeing
just
light skinned
think-
niggas in the strip club.
You know what?
Damn.
Come to think
When
about
I
it.
think about the strip club, I don't be.
Because light skinned niggas get all the girls already.
Oh my god.
That's why Jay Valentine was like, nah, I'm
No,
good.
Like,
Jay
I don't need-
Valentine
I don't
literally
need
was
that
like,
shit.
"Yeah, I don't do strip clubs," and I was like, "Man, let me take you to the strip club. It's Atlanta. You gotta go. Come for food. It's like a kitchen. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to sell them that Atlanta Hawks package. Like, hey, it's just wings and a good time.
you could literally have a lobster or steak. I love tricking people to go to the strip club in Atlanta. Like, But it's an experience, like it's dinner.
Yeah,
We're going to a restaurant
We
with
know.
live entertainment.
We got tricked.
You know,
we
you
did get
pretty much
tricked.
got to sell it like, you ever been to medieval times? It's like that.
It's medieval times with
It's
titties.
medieval times with titties.
Yeah,
That's what the strip
That's all
club
that
is
is
in Atlanta.
Don't trip.
You could literally probably get a turkey leg. Like,
You probably
I don't know.
could.
You probably could.
Somebody in the back probably got a big ass
And
smoker.
I'm telling you, you could get it lemon pepper here. You could get a lemon pepper turkey leg.
100%.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I just sent my homegirl a video. Do you know they have a lemon pepper matcha drink
Do
here
they?
in Atlanta?
Now we're doing a lot.
I'll try that.
What
I'll
would-
try
why
it.
would
Wow.
it-
Let's
Lemon
go.
pepper matcha. I am going.
wild.
Have you seen it? Mind you, it's a black-owned spot.
Of
It's
course.
lemon
Of course.
pepper.
I would hope so.
Bro,
Negroes.
lemon pepper matcha. I'm gonna send you the clip.
Who owns it? Pinky Cole?
Don't do that.
That would be a crazy white. If white people really want to cosplay black, I think. Yo, imagine they start.
Don't do that.
It's a dirty game.
That would be kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie.
You can't put it past a colonizer.
If they mock Atlanta culture,
You cannot put it past a colonizer.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would
laugh.
There would be
I
riots
would
in the
laugh.
streets.
I would laugh internally. I would laugh internally. But yeah. Anyway,
I'm not a strip club. I'm not a strip club person. Is interesting to me. I've heard that a couple times this week. I think like people like Jay Valentine should be like, if you're not a strip club person, like, but we're a strip club group, and I'm a part of the group right now, and I got to do the group activity. Like I feel like people like they spite themselves out of the group activity, like as if it says something about themselves.
No,
you missed an opportunity, Jay Valentine.
You know what, wait, but you want to know what's interesting about your theory? So my ex, we had this conversation, and he doesn't do strip clubs because he went to a strip club one time, and he thought the girl really liked him. And when the conversation ended, because fine niggas can't believe that they gotta pay a bitch to talk. Like he really thought that the girl liked him, and when he got up, he was like, "Yo, we sat there and talked. I thought we were connecting and vibing."
He was
she
at
got
a
up and
job.
was
He was at a place
That'll
of
be $200.
Yeah, like I said,
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I sat here through 20 songs.
And so he was like, "No, why would I go pay for attention? Like because he's an attractive man, and so
He light skin?
Of course he's.
She bruised the light skin ego. She bruised that shit.
It did.
He
So
was
he's like,
lured like, yeah, I got.
Yeah, Christopher
He waiting
Williams
for the
didn't like
number
that one.
exchange.
he thought.
She say, run that.
Run that.
Oh, there's a number exchange, all right.
Run that.
There's a number exchange
Run
for
that.
sure.
All right, let's get
pin
a
to the
little
ATM.
deeper here. Usher made rounds on the blogs this week, and tell me why, Jason.
So Usher had some confessions. In an interview with Forbes, he defended Diddy. He obviously spoke from his own personal experiences and said that he's never seen anything unruly or unjust. And for his personal opinion, he still defends Diddy and says he's a good person.
Let's play
Obviously,
the clip,
people
because
couldn't separate anything, but
a
let's
strong
go with
word.
the clip. All right. Here we go with the clip, y'all.
Let's watch the clip.
In the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history. But in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen. And how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefit.
I just want to stop it because I just want to point out to a homie he's talking to and the way he's looking at Usher.
He's looking at him like.
Ja, can you describe the way he's looking at him?
Nigga, please. That's the look that homie has on his face. Looking at Usher say that dumb shit.
What were y'all's thoughts on this?
That's clearly a defense of Diddy. Like he said the man has been misrepresented. He said that, that he suggested that perhaps Diddy was being singled out, persecuted because America has all kinds of criminals and bad people who aren't being held to account. So why did they pick Diddy? That's like a Hotep special. That's like #1 with fries on a Hotep fucking burger menu. And then he talks about that's not my personal experience, and so I can't say anything bad. Why does it have to be your personal experience to see that he stomped Cassie out barefoot and chased her down the hall in a hotel? Why does it have to be your personal experience that this shit happened at City College? Why does it have to be your personal experience with some of the allegations about what he may or may not have to do with Tupac getting shot? Like, it doesn't have to be your personal experience. I get it. That's your homie. We know that that's your homie. But he reminds me of you see the monkeys with the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Like, that's what he reminds me of.
How do you think he should have answered that question?
Well, first of all, what was the question that he was asked? Because in the clip that shows him responding, I don't know exactly what he was asked. But if he was asked, for example, what do you think about what's happened to Sean Combs at this point? He can say it's his right to say that's my friend and our relationship and whatever else. But also, you sound naive, biased, and a little bit stupid trying to act like everything that we've seen we didn't see.
Is that not just him being human though? Like,
how's that?
Have you ever defended someone that did wrong? Have you ever went and visited a friend in jail who committed a crime? Has anyone in your family or your friends ever done wrong to someone else that you still were able to see them as who you knew them as? Because when I see this, I'm like, to me,
there's a difference though.
What is the difference?
The difference is that if my friend or loved one or whatever it is did something wrong, went to jail, was obviously like caught doing the wrong thing, I'm not gonna go in public and act like that didn't happen. I can defend my friend and say that's my friend and I still love this person and they did a terrible thing. They did a fucked up thing and I still love that person. And if the public judges me for that, then it just is what it is. I'm not gonna stop loving that person. I don't think anyone is coming at Usher for saying I still love Sean Combs. But to only be like, I only see good things and bad things hurt me and good things make me feel good. Like, that's just naive and disingenuous.
I saw when he said that we gotta acknowledge him for his contributions.
Right.
I'm summarizing. I think that's the problem we do. And it hurt us as a community who support him to know that he's done these things. And I think that's the discourse with the communities. We know how great the nigga is. We know his contributions.
He's never not been celebrated.
It's just that now that we see that other part of it is like, fuck. It chips away from our inspiration of how we was inspired by him or those.
But that's the thing, y'all. But maybe with Usher, it doesn't. Like, so it's weird. So I had like 2 of these type of instances literally this week, and this actually made me think of my dad.
Okay.
So my uncle molested my cousin.
Okay.
For years. He went to jail for it. Did 10 years. Came out, and of course, clearly, my family is like, fuck my uncle.
Right.
However, my uncle is my dad's brother. And so my dad opened up his home to him when he got out of jail before he got deported, because that nigga was sent back to Jamaica.
Damn.
But yeah,
this was a minute ago? This was like years ago?
This was a couple years ago.
Okay.
A few years ago. But
under Biden? I'm just joking.
No. That's why. That's literally why I asked.
Talking
I'm like,
like under Biden.
He got deported, I think, because he did his time here, and then they
gotta
shipped his ass
get
out.
up right.
But I remember the conversations around the family being upset that my dad would do that. But also the nuances, that's his brother. And so what's also crazy is he came to us and made sure that he didn't touch us. And because he didn't, he was like, okay, I know this guy did this bad thing, but technically me and mine weren't impacted, and that's my brother. So I love my brother even though he did something wrong, but also he genuinely felt like he did the time.
Right.
So the family not wanting to be around him was just like, and so to me, that's why I asked you if you knew anyone who did a crime that you still stuck by, because to me, Usher was literally just being human. Now, I say that to say, I ended up coming across another clip this week.
Okay.
And it's Shaka Khan who was sitting with, and I don't know the interviewer, but Jason, can you play this clip of Shaka Khan talking about Ike Turner?
Okay.
And
Did you know Tina Turner?
I met her.
Yeah, because she was in.
I knew Ike more. I knew Ike.
Was a bad guy?
He was a lovely human being.
Yeah.
He was
Had a bad
victimized. He was a
temper.
victim of himself and of of what we do for a living and of drugs and stuff like that. It was just me too. I was like, we were having fun together. And, but it was not a good time in either of our lives. We were going through some shit, but shit happens in life. I mean,
And so this to me,
for you.
Shaka like she was a little. Shaka like she maybe had a little sauce in her system.
but even that,
Yeah, listen.
she said that he was a victim of the
partying,
the life, the
drugs,
party, the
himself.
drugs, the
He said
drinking.
himself too.
Right.
And essentially, one could also say that about Diddy. And so the fact that we know Ike is like now a verb for the abuse.
Yes.
Like you got Ike Turner. Like he is
We
now.
all understand what that means.
He is a verb. And so for her to even come out and say, well, he was a lovely human being. He was a victim of his surroundings and the things that make you do certain things. I think what we are actually doing right now in having these conversations is removing nuance and the fact that we are human beings and that we do actually make exceptions for a lot of people. And these are humans that are making the exceptions for the people in their lives that matter to them. And we do it the same. If you got a brother, uncle, cousin, sister who is currently in jail right now for murder, for drugs, for killing someone, for whatever, and you go and visit that person, you're no different than an Usher or a Shaka in support of their friends who caused harm to other people.
But you have to say you can't support in public or anywhere really. You shouldn't, but you can't come out on a microphone and support your friend and act like they also didn't do the thing at the same time. That's my issue. That's my main issue with Usher is that he's classifying this as if Puff was somehow railroaded.
But do you not think maybe the misrepresentation was the freak-offs? Because that's what he's in jail for. He wasn't in jail for whooping Cassie.
No, he wasn't.
So
but,
the misrepresentation could be
Well, I
that
mean,
he's now this sexual.
But you speaking about the character of man now.
Yeah,
and we've seen
the character of the man is not good.
If he
Okay.
we didn't see the question, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
If
right.
the question was, what do you think about Diddy in totality?
Or what is your relationship
Now we're talking
with
about the
him
character
now,
of man.
Okay.
If we're talking about what is your
I
relationship
think,
post,
but even without the question, like,
Yeah.
Mandy, I'm glad you brought up the Shaka Khan one because I thought I know you don't like when she enters the room, but if you give grace, right, like Shaka Khan was like, she didn't excuse him. She said he did these horrible things. He was a victim of himself. She talked about drugs and alcohol, and I felt like she actually provided a human accounting of
She
him
did.
without letting him off the hook. Whereas like Usher's just like, oh man, he's great. He's great. Like he did all these contributions to the game and society without like any acknowledgement of all the things that we've seen.
You know what? So
Like,
you're right. I'm not gonna lie. I think because there isn't outrage as much for Shaka having this relationship with Ike,
Ike
right?
Turner, right.
But I think you're right. I think had Usher just literally said, I understand he's a victim of his own downfalls and the decisions that he made were poor, but I have a different relationship with him. I think that's all it was. Like, it felt like he excused
yeah.
the
Yeah.
behavior and literally the misrepresents word, I think.
Yeah, he
and
tried
words
to-
mean things.
Yeah, words mean things. He tried to act like Puff was an underdog. Like, oh, maybe people are persecuted and maybe they're not recognized for their greatness. I'm like, who wasn't recognized for their greatness?
Yeah.
Like, the nigga
Yeah.
did a whole Bad Boy
Usher was about to set up the
reunion,
album.
20th
Usher was like, wait
anniversary.
for the new album.
Yeah,
Usher
like
sounded it's
what
new
Usher
album.
should have did is just take his own advice, and if you're gonna tell it, then you got to tell it all. And that would have made it real simple. Just say
Slow hand
everything.
claps. Slow hand claps for Ja right there.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
That was-
you
that was a
picking
good
up what
one.
I'm putting down.
this is
Yeah.
why LaRussell
Yep.
said
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
have-
do it, but
that we
yes.
are all heaven sent, and this is why he was identifying these characters in those bars. It's because of the same thing we're talking about here. We all of us is from the same source.
I guess that's my thing, and maybe that's what he meant too. Like, to me, yeah, we all have our faults.
Sure,
We're all
yeah,
human, and I
absolutely.
think unfortunately, when we come on here and talk about the outrage and responses to certain things within our culture, people remove the human element so much from celebrity. and everything has to be perfect, because that's my thing. I think that everyone's dissecting maybe what Usher could have said. He's human. This is how he felt. Let people be human.
Also, he has an opportunity to either double down or clarify or to give some more context as we react and other people.
Well, I'm surprised he even spoke on this at all. But but I'm surprised that he spoke on it. But the only people that surprised me that would speak on Diddy or anything like that is people that you know are gonna say great things about it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
People who, it wouldn't surprise me for someone who, like all the people who are on the documentary, like they all have a, axe to grind with the nigga. But of course they're willing to say like, yeah, this nigga put me on and put me in this position, but I seen him do X, Y, and Z. The only people who Jay-Z is not going to say a word about Diddy. Because Jay-Z probably feels just like Usher.
Yeah, and I'm actually mad. Speaking of not saying a word about Diddy, J. Cole just could have told us how he swung on Diddy, bruh.
He did the same thing.
At this point, he could have just told us what so let's get into finally us recapping J. Cole and Jay-Z's sit downs and conversations that they've had. We can start with Cole. Y'all know I am a Cole stan. So baby, I grabbed the popcorn and the peanut and put it on the TV and started watching these interviews, and I was left kind of disappointed. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't get anything else, and maybe because I did actually pay my $9.99 for the Inevitable podcast that really went, deep. Him and Eve talking about his how he got to where he is.
Yeah,
I heard his whole thing about Jay-Z and what Jay-Z meant to him, and just everything. Getting into the to the space, I felt like I was listening to womp 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 womp. I got nothing.
Well,
I got nothing from his sit down with Nadeska. I got nothing from the Cams thing. It was just like he's just here.
Well, I mean,
nothing new. I got nothing new. Even 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. That one I didn't watch in its entirety.
Right.
But I just didn't get nothing new.
I mean, in one group chat when these announcements started to come out, people were just like, okay, so I don't want to hear Cole talk anyway. Just either rap or not another. But
which is crazy because I want to hear Cole talk because Cole doesn't talk.
Yeah, he doesn't talk much. Yeah.
And so when you come out and you're doing circles around the questions, you're not really answering them, and certain things just
and he's long-winded too.
He's but certain things just felt so PC. Give us something. We've been waiting for you to talk, and we got nothing.
So Mandy, what would you want him to talk about? So if I set it up for the people who haven't listened to them, let's say the Nadeska Apple Music interview, that was strictly about the new project, The Fall Off, right? The 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, a lot of that rested on Drake and Kendrick and sort of his involvement in that. And then the Cameron interview was a lot about their interaction and kind of
the lawsuit,
and J. Cole's early days. So that's sort of the accounting for all three interviews. What would you have looked for in an interview with J. Cole?
I just think
is it those topics but just better, or just not even?
Yeah, I think his responses I really would have wanted to know more about he's also been this lone wolf, right? We know he has Dreamville and his artists, but we really don't know his relationship with these other people really. I don't think we got at all an answer of where him and Jay stand, and that's been a conversation for a long time.
Silence is deafening, though.
And both of them spoke about that relationship, right? And he said, yo, Jay-Z gave me my shit back. I have nothing bad to say, but there's something there. What happened? We still just don't know his real relationship within the industry, really. And to know that even 2 records on the Fall Off were supposed to feature Kendrick, we still don't know what is their real relationship. How deep is their relationship go? Drake, he didn't really get into that. Also, is there any other artists that you fuck with? Or do you not? Is that why you have limited features normally on your albums? Are you this lone wolf that really don't fuck with nobody? Because you're not just Mr. Nice Guy. Let's be you can't be. Or can you? I just feel like I still just didn't know him or how he exists or positions himself in the culture and in the industry, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I think to is it Domati? I don't know.
Domati. I love.
So he did a post and he was making a point about how on a real press run, other outlets would build upon the previous interview and ask the follow-up questions, which is very true. That was my experience early on in my career when you would do
You're a real
that
journalist,
way. And,
Jason. You're a real journalist, Jason.
Thank you, my brother. And so I think a lot of times because they're doing so few stops, it's you get these kind of like questions that you have to ask that are built up that have like months of like things that have happened and that's why you get these like long-winded J. Cole answers. But also I think also like these people feel obligated to ask these questions because they haven't been asked. And maybe they don't get to a question like what you're saying, Mandy, where it's like you're weighing like, do you get along with this rapper versus let me
Not
ask
even
him
get
about
along,
Kendrick
like
and Drake.
where is the story?
I know. I'm just like shortchanging, like,
and why it meant
Listen.
so much for you to apologize. Like what is the backstory? How deep does your relationship go with Kendrick?
For sure.
Like because we see the clips
and we
like
know
from the
how
blog
deep-
era of them hanging.
Well, we know how deep it
Yeah.
go, but if you're gonna get on the platform, you gotta say
But
it.
do we?
You gotta say it. Yeah, we do.
No,
we
no,
talking
no.
about blog era,
No,
like.
but
I mean,
from the
right.
blog era, but that's where it's like, talk about
he could've
why
gave some depth to it, right?
There was no
that's
depth.
the question.
There we go.
That is the what is your status with not that's not in totality, right? It's
Right.
Kendrick and Drake, all the things that happen. Post even in the It Is What It Is pod, I think Cam asked him, have you spoke to them? And he kind of, I did, but I was I don't know. Did you? A text is not speaking. An acknowledgement via text, it felt like it wasn't a real convo. Because if it was, then we would have had some depth to it.
Well, I will
Yeah.
say this. He did
Oh,
say
talk
this
with
though.
Flea.
Talk with Flea. Sorry.
But,
Yeah,
but here's my thing too, right? And maybe it's I want more vulnerability, right?
Because
like,
you,
for me,
you
but
don't
like,
talk, so it's
but-
like when you're there.
But we know why Drake was upset with LeBron. He's like, I've been around your kids.
He's light-skinned, that's why
It's
he's
not
upset.
see, and you can't do that. No,
Yeah, I
like
can.
no, like what
He's-
Drake had all right.
He took his tattoo off and
but-
put Shay Alexander.
Okay, but
He's-
he should have, bro. If
Right,
I've been
yeah,
in
they
your
were really
home,
locked in.
I've
They
been
were
around
dialed
your
in.
kids. We're locked in like this, and then you're going to party with my ops. As like, bro, we are really deep. You kind of know how Drake viewed that relationship, right?
What if they would had a friendship?
But that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
I mean, what if Kendrick and LeBron? They wasn't like just out of the blue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're cool with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't dialed in to the
with
point
each other
that
to some
Andy's
degree.
no, they're
right?
not, and
Like-
that's what I'm saying. Drake, like, for me, for Cole to have apologized and exited out of the beef, I just would have liked the depth to how deep those relationships actually go, because in the industry, a lot of shit is surface.
Well, he did say that even when him and Drake and Kendrick were like all like earlier on, he said even at their coolest, they would talk like a couple times a year. Like he did say that on the Cameron podcast, that they weren't like, oh, I talk every time something goes on, I'll get on the phone with Kendrick and we talk about this shit. He made it sound like, yeah, that's my nigga and I see him when I see him, but he kind of made it seem like we don't talk every day even before this shit happened. So
That's why I'm curious about where he's actually at with Drake too.
I
'cause
think
him and Drake toured. I went to the show.
yeah,
and,
clearly
like,
him and Drake was on some shit. Like
they were, bro, from early on. You know what I
and
mean?
Kendrick brought out Cole several times. Look, no one asked him about that song Port Antonio. And in that song,
Wait, not one.
in that song, J. Cole
Not
said
one
a
interview
lot of
asked.
shit in that song that nobody. I'm like, why nobody asked him about that shit?
yeah.
Yeah, I
He
think
tried
you
to
know, I
act
think
like,
it
and this is all due respect to Dreamville,
Yeah.
Cole, but I don't buy some of the shit he was
That's
saying
what I'm
because that
saying.
record exists.
Right.
And it seems like listening to Port Antonio, he was trying to pander to Drake by
He
showing
didn't
his.
want Drake to be
He
mad
didn't
at
want to.
him
He didn't. It
for-
sounded so. Why would you go in and say you don't know? You did
You
know
know.
how this was
You know.
going.
Yeah,
This is rap,
think,
bro.
I also think he's trying not to speak for Drake, but
Speak-
you.
no, I
you
want him
saying
to
that
speak for
you-
himself
You,
in
yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying.
regard.
But I think you
I
saying
need
that
Drake
it
to
can,
drop
and
something
maybe,
in resp- like,
and maybe
Drake
this
been
will
quiet
introduce
too
like
long.
Drake has dropped.
Drake has
40
been so
Drake
quiet.
dropped episode
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4 of that Iceman
on the
shit.
100 bits. or-
No, after that.
Oh,
This is
But
after
I
that.
think-
He had the
I think-
Pinocchio. Oh, you got to
the
see.
same thing's gonna happen.
You wouldn't have liked none of that
I saw the
shit.
video.
Yeah, the same thing's gonna happen when Drake speaks. Like, I'll bring in the Jay-Z interview with it too to tie it all together. So early in my career, not super early, but I had
No,
I had
talk
a
your
Jay-Z
shit.
interview.
In what
Talk your
career?
shit,
Where
nigga.
were you? What was the
Yeah.
platform?
I was at MTV
What the
News
games are
and I
missing.
had a Jay-Z interview. The Jay-Z interview was scheduled to be 20 minutes. I ended up speaking to him for an hour and a half, right? And
Subtle flex.
and MTV,
Yeah.
MTV only used like 4 minutes of it, right? And so this is a little inside baseball, but I think this is going to prove my point and kind of introduce something that I want y'all to respond to.
For sure.
I must have had like 35 questions on a legal pad for Jay, right? Because I'm fishing to get the best stuff for what I know is only going to be a small output, right? Whereas like I wonder now, because when you do these interviews with the J. Cole and with the Jay-Z, like you're going to get 30 minutes or 60 minutes of runtime that's going to air and it's going to be out into the public. So rather than trying to like hit everything, like just having 5 really good questions for Jay-Z and then having all the follow-ups. Because I think that's the thing that elicits, cause like Mandy, what you're saying to me is all follow-ups, right?
Yeah.
Like J. Cole says something, then it's like, all right, cool, let me follow up instead of moving to
they were just going to the next conversation.
Yeah,
and question.
And it's all the headline stuff because I think you feel pressured to get that headline stuff because they don't speak that often. When it's like, I wonder if now the better approach is like short amount of questions and just like really follow up and don't try to go like super wide, pause, go super deep. Hey, yo.
Good pause.
Good
instead.
pause. Solid 2 pauses.
Yeah, I mean, and that's even what I just did with, I did an episode with Keke Palmer. And we had certain beats that we had to, I'm just saying, but we had certain beats to hit, but we kept the question. We knew there was like 4 or 5. We knew the conversation was going to be an hour, but we also know that as human beings, we could have a casual conversation with Keke because we know Keke. And so we allowed room for us to be able to riff. And I do think that with what I'm seeing for all the things that Cole sat down at, there wasn't. Now, there was follow-up with Cam, really trying to get what happened with the Diddy thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that gave, and then the jokes around the lawsuit. But yeah, I just feel like you're right. I think they just had probably too many questions that they wanted to get to that we didn't stay in anything that I feel like got us to provide something. Now, I will say, we could get into the Jay-Z conversation.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of follow-ups.
I just want to add, let me just add a little crescendo on that.
Come on, crescendo.
This is why I love Kendrick Lamar.
crescendo?
That nigga ain't talking to nobody. He's talking through his raps. That's it.
Yeah.
If we listen to GNX, I think he kind of told us where he's staying with all of it.
I think
he was very clear about
his place is.
He didn't go after
clear.
J. Cole, but he also, he know, like, listen, you my bro, but you did that song. That's a personal song,
Got
and I didn't
a little
diss you.
bit. Got put a belt to ass a little bit.
So I love the fact that silence is a lot. You know what I mean? So shout out to Kendrick.
I also
you
do
don't
wonder
like that.
what. I know you just love bringing up.
Who Drake gonna sit down with? When Drake do his rollout, he got to sit down with you.
He's gonna sit down with Bobby.
No, he got to sit down with you.
He's gonna sit down with Bobby.
No, that's not. No.
That nigga gonna sit down with Sufjan and Bobby on their new podcast.
I think he
or Aiden Ross.
Yeah, he's not gonna get. He'll
be on Fresh and Fit before he be on. Like,
not the Manosphere.
No, not Fresh and Fit.
Oh, I can.
Drake would not sit on Fresh and Fit.
I can 1,000% see him going to sit down with fucking.
Oh, that means that he's an unregistered Republican.
Oh, we're not doing that. Y'all gonna stop coming for Drake.
OVO MAGA. OVO MAGA.
So as we wrap up,
yeah.
Jay-Z, thoughts on that interview? And I do have a clip that I want to specifically get into. I'm not gonna lie. I loved everything that Jay-Z said. Make me a 50-year-old billionaire man. The way that he spoke about things was rooted in reality, so much so to where I was like, oh my God, he's a realist like me. I saw myself in Jay-Z. I'm not gonna lie.
Go back 2 episodes ago.
I did. I saw as he answered those questions. You said what?
Right, yeah.
Right, now you right. Oh.
What?
She said, now you want to go to the show? It's a 3rd show, by the way.
You know what's crazy about it?
Is that a yes?
Just to put my dick on the table. I just want to go to be like, look, I'm there. Y'all couldn't get there.
Look at me, I'm here.
A part of me just wants to go
talk shit.
Just to talk shit.
Yeah.
No, I'll see him at Roots. I'll be like this at the Roots picnic, holding up my logo or whatever this is. What is it?
The labia.
The rock gun.
The rock. There we go. I thought that he left his answers were so black and white that it's like niggas was trying to find the gray.
Oh yeah.
He answered from a place of this is the world we live in. Mm-hmm. This is how I'm operating. And the people that were upset with even him, and I want to talk about his clip about obtaining wealth. Mm-hmm. It literally was like, yeah. Like, are you mad? I think he goes, play it, because I think he's like, at what even number
What
what dollar amount makes me a monster?
Right.
Or makes someone unethical, or makes someone to a point where you can question whether they're a good or bad person. Can we play this?
And shout out to Fraser Tharp for doing the interview. He did a phenomenal
by
job.
the way,
Fraser Sharp from
not
GQ.
only is he like lead editor over at GQ, this
Senior
nigga's
editor
35.
at GQ.
Yeah.
But he looks 17.
He's 35.
He looks 17.
And so that's the thing. Like, he talks about listening to Jay when he was like 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, even doing the math, bro, he looks young, but he's a millennial, bro.
That's pressure too. Imagine you sitting across from Hov.
But yeah, he's 35.
The things that went into getting and securing the interview, and then the build up. I see somebody tweet, "No wonder you've been so quiet."
But not only that, he's the one, like, how you wanted people to question about Port of Antonio.
Yeah.
He was bringing up reps, like, in explaining why his questions were where they were. I thought this was one of the best interviews I've seen in a long time. And I'm sorry, Elliot, you bowed out too soon. These are shits. I know he got to be hurt that he's not in the ecosystem to be getting these.
Elliot's got a million of them now.
Elliot has.
But even
and
back,
shout out to Elliot. He's on the man. He's on the health man.
Shout out,
you know what I mean?
No, he is. I love it.
Salute.
But I'm wondering, like, he was doing long form before long form was even put out into the world like this. Like, his Crown series was phenomenal. But you went and you saw it in person, and it kind of never lived outside of the theaters and things that he did. And so I wish he was getting these opportunities, but also this brother right here, I
got to move on.
Maybe
you gotta do it. I got 3 interviews with Jay in the can. I'm very happy.
I mean,
Jason, wait, Jason, where are those interviews?
We got to go to. You got to keep it on MTV Vaults.
Do you have access to them?
One is let me stop sharing my screen so I can see y'all. One is with MTV News. They're archived
it right
now. But I still have it here in my files. I'm gonna find a way to release the whole 90 minutes.
Nigga, release it on Selective Ignorance. We'll put it on the YouTube channel.
My other 2 are for documentaries. I interviewed him for 2 documentaries.
True. Hey, real quick, and you own the rights to those, because if you're sitting on a Jay-Z interview right now, why would you not be clipping that up and putting that out into the world?
All right,
Are you able to?
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I was gonna do it was based around American Gangster, and so I was gonna do it for an American Gangster interview, like anniversary, and I was gonna probably like talk to like Guru and a couple other people.
Oh, I love it.
Like a few years ago, and a few years ago when it was like pandemic, I was like, oh, I'll do it as an NFT and sell it this way. I'm just trying to figure out like what way I want to put it.
Boy, when I tell you all
thankfully your discernment.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But if you could
put it on the blockchain.
If you could play
I gotta figure out what I want to do.
Clip specifically from the Jay-Z interview, I would love for us to dissect it before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Here we go, y'all.
This idea we were talking about just doing things the right way, even when that comes to like attaining wealth and continuing to amass wealth. We're talking about B-sides. One of your illest lines to me is face to the ceiling, race to $1 billion, heaven on earth, will his wings still fit him? So like, what's the answer to that question? Is it a constant struggle to maintain?
Your morality defines who you are, not what you've attained. It's not a dollar amount that changes you.
Yeah.
And if so, what is that dollar amount? When does it start? Is it 100,000? 150? Like, at what point, if it's a cutoff, if it's like all millionaires are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 999,000, I'm good.
This was so good.
Right? It doesn't make any sense. The system is set up against me, against us. But I'm talking about my specific struggle.
Yeah.
Everything was against me. My talent, not taking advantage of people, not taking advantage of a system, not creating tax loopholes, not just taking from other people. No, my talent pushed against all the headwind. And with that success, I've done things with my reach that I wanted to do that was helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with the system that we have, what are you going to do? Because I don't believe in that the idea that someone has a certain amount of money, it defines their personality.
So when you have like an example like that versus like the kind of, I would say, commonplace public perception that someone would say all billionaires are bad or no one should have $1 billion. Like, what's the tension in that?
I got to give you the honest answer.
Please.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. You can believe what you want to believe.
Word.
You know, and people behave the way they want to behave.
You was who you was before you got here.
Was who you was before you got here. That's the makeup of your person.
Yep.
I want to go back to.
And we can cut it there.
I say that quote all the time. You was who you was before you got here.
Oh yeah, that's one of his like,
to me
realest
though,
bars.
To me though, it's so interesting because I love what he said. Is it 100,000? Is it 150,000? The way we start viewing people because of the money they've made, it's almost like they had to do something fucked up to do that,
right,
or to get there. And for me, growing up, the idea is always that you want to make the money to get your mama a house, to get out the hood. We have this idea of wanting to obtain wealth so bad. I don't understand why we have the negative stigma on someone who's attained wealth.
I think.
Yo, hey King, I need you to check the archives and make sure she said that same exact thing when we had the billionaire conversation.
I want to be a billionaire. No,
Okay.
but I've always defend that. I am a
John,
capitalist.
we had a billionaire episode.
Y'all
early
know,
in
yeah,
the-
y'all know that. But I'm a
yeah.
capitalist, and that's why I wanted to sit with Antoinette. She's anti-capitalist and doesn't believe anyone should make a certain amount of money because it should just be distributed amongst people. But like, nah, bruh, I worked hard to motherfucking get here. My talent got me here. And then when I got here, I got to do what I wanted to do. That's literally it. It's the American dream that now people are being shunned for attaining.
But these people are billionaires, and they create ecosystem, to Jay's point, that helps other people obtain whatever they view as success.
But apparently you never
That is the
help
point,
enough people.
right?
But people are upset.
I think.
See, are you
anti-billionaire?
Because I don't think it's just. Well, it's two things. I don't think it's just as flat a surface as that of like, like when you talk about the American dream, like the American dream is like a bogus concept.
It is.
So like I don't put any. To me, like. Yeah, we all grew up hearing about the American dream: get a house, get a picket fence, get the whole dog, the whole thing, and it's like, yeah, but that's all bullshit because right now, like, there's so many people who can't even attain half of that because of how capitalism has distorted the markets and fucked shit over, and people got fucked over out of that American dream house that they bought during the real estate boom, and that they lost that shit instantly because predatory loans and all that. That's all part of the same system. So like, I can't just look at it and be like, yeah, this is just how it goes. I think when it comes to Jay, I think what Jay has on his side to some degree is that, like, his business and his wealth and his influence is, like you said, it is based on his talent. And he took that talent and did big business with big corporations to get rich. But everyone who has gotten $1 billion isn't like that. Everyone didn't get $1 billion off of rapping and champagne. Some people got $1 billion off of fucking over little kids and having them build computer chips and shit for pennies overseas and blood diamonds and all kind of shit that people got rich from. So like the idea that I just made my money and there's not a dollar amount. No, there's no dollar amount. But like you watch old Tupac interviews, Tupac felt the exact opposite of Jay-Z. Tupac has an iconic interview clip from MTV News from I don't know if it was the 90s or the late 80s, where he's talking about this exact concept that nobody needs this amount of money. There's people starving, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You can do other things aside from have 20 houses and 25 cars and 35 yachts and all of this other shit. So this concept, even though it's become more popular in the mainstream via Bernie Sanders and AOC and certain further left politics, this isn't a new concept at all. For me personally, I'm not necessarily like hardcore anti-billionaire, but I've always said for at least 15, 20 years now that capitalism needs a tweak of some kind to make more even distribution of resources because it's just unnecessary for, in this country that's supposed to be the richest, most powerful, for it to be fucked up in certain ways that it's fucked up.
Well, and that's the thing. Cool. We can acknowledge that there may need to be a tweak, but what he also did was say, I did this in a system that, we all hate, but this is the system that we are a part of. That probably isn't going to change in our lifetime. And so whatever things I have to go against, I done went against and got to where I need to.
That's true.
You can too, but don't sit here and shun me because I navigated in a system for me in a way that was morally sound. That didn't sit here and I didn't rob people. I didn't steal from them.
He's from Marcy Projects.
You know what I mean?
Like he didn't know that this was going to be the totality of the docket for him.
Yeah,
he pushed through so many boundaries and so many obstacles to get to where he.
And I love that his wife said, "Now get your ass back on stage." Beyonce said, "Nigga, you see how they
say Beyonce?
Beyonce said, "All right now,
enough of that, Sean.
Enough of this CEO behind the scenes shit. You see how I went back on that motherfucking stage to become a billionaire?
Pick up that microphone and say some rhymes, nigga.
Nigga, get your ass on that stage." I loved this interview.
It was good.
I'm not a huge fan of his music. I didn't grow up on it.
Yeah.
That's just not me. But I will say, this interview made me like the fuck out of him. I was like, I like his mind.
Well, Jay-Z represents an interesting concept that's in society right now, right? Because, of course, for niggas that love rap music and that love his music, like, his talent is why we fuck with him.
Right.
And part of his talent was putting the idea of 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, like that was him getting money and him being a businessman, not a businessman, is part of the DNA that makes people love Jay-Z. That hustler
part of the lore.
But society has changed in a lot of ways in the last 10 years that don't really hardcore align with that ethos anymore. So people are wrestling, and I've had this conversation with other friends, people are wrestling with that concept. People who are kind of anti-capitalist, people who are moving further left on the political and ideological scale are looking at this music. I had conversations all week in group chats with people that love Jay-Z's music that are spending their last dollars to go to this concert who also hate every single thing he said.
Yeah.
And like that's the dichotomy of, like we talked about Usher being human, like that's kind of where we are. I don't think anyone wants to cancel Jay-Z.
No.
But the disappointment that people are dealing with in their own ideologies changing and still loving this man and his music is like bumping up against each other in a real way, and that's a microcosm of society.
I think Jay's keenly. I think Jay's keenly aware of that too. Like I think a lot of the discussion of what he's having is trying to like protect his legacy, and I think he realizes.
That's a big part of
you hear him when he says like, "I didn't go through like a tax hole loops." Like he knows the way that other people have become billionaires, and he's trying to like draw the distinction between them and him, right? So he's trying to channel all the reasons that we previously had cheered for him. So even though things are changing fast, he's trying to like align it like, but the way I got it within the system as it exists was cleaner than them, right?
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I think that's why people like the interview. Like he's a storyteller, right? Like he's a rapper, he's a storyteller. And I think he's also like as comfortable as he's ever been in his skin. And so when he talks and he explains it, like it's full, like charisma coming out. He doesn't speak often, so we're cheering him on. And and I hate being like two things can be true at the same time, but it is one of those things where it's like he's proud of his history and he's not trying to let like today's view kind of dent what he did in the past.
Yeah, I mean that interview is basically they not like us in like spoken word form. Like that's the line that he's drawing, is that like sure Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and some of these other people might have gotten their money through suspect ways or ill-gotten gains or done shit that is unethical.
And are not giving it back, right? And we could debate how much he gives back or not.
Sure.
Certainly they're
he's doing things. He's obviously helping people because like that's I believe him when he says they are helping people.
Yeah.
Like,
I would like to see more sit downs with him. I liked it. It was good. Also, though, I don't know what more we can get
out of him.
Real quick, too, what are your thoughts? Only because I saw it, and this will be my last question to wrap this up. What are your thoughts? I saw someone tweet that if he was going to give a sit down, I know he gave it to GQ, but someone was like, Bleak has a whole podcast.
Bleak?
Yeah.
Like, Bleak responded. You saw Bleak responded?
Wait, Bleak did respond to that? No, what was Bleak's response?
Hold on. I got the tweet.
I didn't know if y'all saw that and what's your thoughts.
I saw that. I saw that tweet though. Yeah,
and I'm like,
tweet.
interesting.
I'm like, damn, he wouldn't.
So Bleak tweeted and said, "GQ versus podcast is really a conversation? ? Journalism versus homie talking shit. We serious out here? ?
No.
All the beggars out there. I don't know. He put whip. I guess it was an autocorrect error. And you see why. And he's just a bunch of laughing emojis.
I mean,
he's right.
I respect
he's right.
that. Yeah,
he's right.
I'm not mad at that.
And I will say, in my bias, and they're not even biased, bro. I'm gonna just say this shit because that was what I think that was Reg's first client ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think there's many podcasters that can sit down with Jay-Z.
That's
the one that could probably sit down with him died in December 21st, 2017, in my opinion.
Long live Combat Jack.
You know what I'm saying? As far as that depth,
that kind of interview.
in that regard, I do agree with Bleak. Bleak, like, yo, that's his dog. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's gonna be a 5-hour conversation too about a bunch of ignorant shit.
Yeah, and
you know
plus,
what I mean?
And listen, Bleak's conversation is really.
No, I ain't gonna mind. I wouldn't mind.
Dope.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jay-Z on some ignorant shit though.
I would
With
love
Bleak
to
though.
see-
With Bleak.
I would love to
I don't
see-
want to see him doing ignorant shit with nobody. Bleak for sure.
Yeah, I would love to see Jay-Z tell Bleak to his face, Nick, you wasn't working how you needed to work.
You know,
was
if I was Jay,
showing- you know what I mean?
You know
And
how
he would
always
definitely say that.
He would be
shit,
like,
too.
nigga, you ain't want it.
like, yeah,
I would,
come
if
on,
I was
man.
Jay, I'd be like, so where's the hit? Now he always say that he was one hit. He always say
Bleak be throwing the darts at himself on the podcast.
He do.
He does. I love that. I love that
Self-aware.
about it.
Very
Yeah.
self-aware.
Very
He
humiliating.
does.
Yeah. Self-humiliating.
Shout out Bleak.
All right.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts or takeaways on these topics today?
We all have it sent.
All right.
Another reminder.
We still
All
haven't sent.
right. Well,
Make sure you go to the rally that we holding for ourselves.
we are not holding no rally for ourselves.
The candlelight visual for La Russell's social media career.
Yo, we ain't touch on no sports.
We could do that on the bonus episode.
Yeah, we go back.
I mean, I know
We
this is
could-
not
we
a
could
sports
do that.
podcast.
This is not a sports
But-
podcast. You know what? This was a light week. There's not much in sports.
Yeah.
But I think we can talk about TLC, Chili being MAGA.
Oh yeah,
I
Maggie
think
Chili.
there's a sports thing you wanted to talk about a
Oh
Florida rule.
yeah, Cam and Stephen A. Smith,
Oh.
and the betrayals.
That's interesting.
and-
That was
Yeah.
There's
interesting.
just some dynamics.
There's
at
a few
play
things
there.
we could get to.
I mean,
so
look,
we'll save it for the Friday
I
pod.
love that you are you back to the natural.
By the way,
You might
this
be- you might
shit
be
is
do-
growing quick.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, nigga, I might have to learn. You might have to teach me how to do the little.
I kind of want to see you with like a
I wanna
dark
see a
curl,
grow it. Yeah.
just let the
You know what's crazy? Did you forget I'm half white? A curl? You think
I think,
this is curly?
I think so.
No, this is.
Nah, it'll
This
probably
is
be
from
like
the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah,
up
it'll
here.
probably be a bob.
This is.
It'll
It'll grow like.
it'll probably be a
I have
little
very
bob.
straight hair. I have very
Oh,
straight
man.
hair, not really curly.
I think the roster in you will outweigh the Caucasusness.
I've had this hair all my life. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling
this
you
shit
what I know
gonna
it's gonna do.
Grow down my back.
But yeah, y'all tune into our bonus episode Friday. We'll get to a couple more topics that we didn't get to today.
Yep.
Jason, I'm sure won't be on it. We only get him part time, y'all know. He's part time over here.
How's that early morning going for you?
That's good. I tell people all the time, waking up is not the hard part. It's going to sleep early enough. That's the hard part.
Ah.
That's the challenge right there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's good. We're having a good time, man.
Yeah, you working. That's a lot. I don't know if I could do that Monday through Friday.
That's early.
That's pressure. That's
I'll be
pressure.
on that train 5
So we
o'clock
know
in the
Jason
morning.
right now technically only got one day off a week, and that's Saturday.
Yeah.
Because you working Sunday through Friday between
Yep,
here
yep.
and Hot 97.
When he become a billionaire,
No rest for the weary.
We're gonna have smoke with him. Like, who have you helped?
Who have you helped though? What have you done to assist the people who are struggling?
Well, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this episode and the nuance that it brought to our discussions around all of the selective outrage around these things. My takeaway would be like, bro, look at these people as human. When you have something to say about somebody, think of if or how you've ever been in that same position and how you responded, okay? Well, y'all, this is another episode of Selective Ignorance. Y'all know I gotta read it.
That's a haiku.
Where curiosity lives, controversy thrives, and conversations matter. See you Friday and next week. Puss assholes. Bye.